Well, welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have Julie Anderson, who is our beloved Pierce County Auditor, and she is here to talk about, yep, you got it, the general election on November 2nd. Hello there, Miss Julie Anderson. It's so great to have you here, especially during this time, because we are less than 30 days, and for you to take time out of your schedule, I've won the TV lottery.
I don't know about that. It's our job to inform the public at this time. So actually, a ton of the work has already been done for us. If you are really inside elections, you know that it's a 4-month job putting on an election. And this is actually a nice kind of lull in our activity because the ballots are all prepped, they're printed, and they're waiting to be mailed out. And one of the first questions your viewers probably have is, when will I be able to vote on the November 2nd election? So
Yes.
November 2nd is the date for the general election, and households will be getting their ballots between October 15th and October 19th. Hey, if you forget about that, you've got this ballot, this voter pamphlet, which should be dropping anytime now. And we've got these reminders right here. So the message here is, don't panic until October 20th. And even then, don't panic. If you don't receive a ballot by October 20th, just pick up the phone and give us a call. We're going to mail you a replacement. We're also going to do some research to figure out what happened. Did we have an error in your address? Are you registered to vote? Or was there a mishap with your postman? And by the way, postal carriers and election offices rarely make mistakes. Sometimes voters do.
There you go. So with all of that buildup, we get the ballot, we make educated choices, and then when do our ballots need to be returned so they count?
Well, we want voters to make educated decisions. It's not a super big ballot. I'm holding up the version that I'll be getting at home when I get mailed out. So there's not a whole lot of homework. And we do mail out these voter pamphlets. By the way, you're going to get 2. This is all the local issues. You know, nearly 200 pages. I think we set a record. It's practically a phone book. But you're also going to be getting, and I think you're going to receive it a little bit earlier, this is the Washington State voter pamphlet. So the first thing you're going to see on your ballot is you're going to see 3 advisory votes. Those are state measures, and they're non-binding. It's basically asking for your opinion. It's not going to change or create a law. But they're pretty complicated, and so you're going to want to research here. But after you've made your choices, you can return your ballot as soon as you've made your choices. And I encourage people to vote early. The earlier you get it in, the more time you've got to track your ballot. You know, you can go to piercecountyelections.org or votewa.gov, and you can actually track where your ballot is. Has it been mailed? Have we received it back? Has it been accepted? Or has your ballot been challenged because you forgot to sign your ballot envelope? So if you do that as early as possible, if you return your ballot, you've got more time to track it. And we've got more time to contact you in case you're one of the 1% of people who have a challenged signature or a missing signature.
You know, I've been one of those people that had a challenge signature, and it was so easy for me to untangle. And gosh, my 2nd grade teacher was right. My handwriting is very sloppy. So there we go. So
and I want voters to know that it doesn't involve a trip into the elections office.
No, it doesn't.
You can resolve that issue through the mail with us, and if you're confused or upset or whatever, you can just call us and we'll walk you right through it.
Speaking of mail, that's the magic word here for the next question. Do we need to put a stamp on the envelope when returning our ballots?
No, stamps are long gone and they are forever gone. It's now state law. So Pierce County opted in and provided postage-free ballot return a year before it became state law. But whether you're using the United States Postal Service, this is what you're going to be returning to us. signed, whether it is the United States Postal Service, which is perfectly safe and a great way to return a ballot, or whether you're using one of our 46 drop boxes, 47 if you actually include our office, no stamp required. You don't have to go futzing around in the kitchen drawer looking for one of those things. And it is vote by mail. So we have, the census will tell you that we've got a lot of new people in Washington State. Our population is growing, and many of them come from other states. And they may be used to going to polling places, so I never miss an opportunity. We in Washington State are 100% vote by mail, but there are opportunities to come in and get in-person assistance if you need it. Our office is always open, and during the 18-day voting period, we have extended hours. Again, all of this information is on our website and in the voter pamphlet. And on election day, if you get stuck, you're not registered, or you lost your ballot, don't worry about it. You can come in person, register, get a ballot, and be able to vote. And I think you can hear the difference. That's not a polling place, but it means you can always get in-person assistance with voting.
So, Julia, I want to expand upon that phrase, in-person assistance, because I want you to tell our viewers what you cannot do with in-person assistance. I think what I'm getting at here is, if I walk in and I'm confused about a couple of measures, the person behind the counter, what can they do for me?
They can give you another copy of the voter pamphlet and put you in a quiet corner for you to study. If English isn't your primary language, we can offer you a translated version of that and a quiet corner for you to study, but we're not going to provide you with advice. The other thing that's not going to happen with in-person assistance is you're not going to be walking up to, like in the olden days, is like 10 years ago, you'd go to a polling place and you'd vote on a machine, right? We don't do that. The only machines that we have are for people who are living with disabilities who really need that extra boost because they can't, it's hard for them to hold a pen to mark a ballot, or they have no vision or low vision and they can't see their ballot. So we've got that kind of assistive technology in person. But the days of Las Vegas are gone, where you boop, 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 and log, vote that way. We don't do that anymore. Everything is paper-based, which is actually part of the unique and beautiful high security system that Washington State has. Everything is paper and can be traced back to a voter's original marks.
I love that. So, okay, I always want more time with you. We have 5 minutes. I want to know what local races might be of interest to our TV Tacoma viewers.
No surprises there. You are electing a mayor. You are electing a large number of city council candidates, and you have unprecedented competition in the Port of Tacoma and also the Park District. So lots of substantial races.
So, Julie, you over the 20 years that I've been talking with you, you have educated me so beautifully about the percentages that we see for a national election, which usually is a presidential, or a local election. So what percentages do you expect voter turnouts to be on this election?
Well, it's no reflection on the importance of the races. We are expecting voters to behave very normally, and we are projecting a 39% turnout in this general election. We had a 22% turnout in the primary, which was completely normal and actually a little higher than average for an off-year primary. But in this general election, 39%. So if you are one of the people that returns your ballot by November 2nd, you have outsized power and influence. And all the people that sit at home and don't vote are not going to be charting a 4-year or a 6-year course for big institutions that affect your everyday life.
I love that. So, Julie, we mail in our ballots If you're me, you try to watch something that night on YouTube or anything that's virtual to see where the races are and what percentages, which I always go to. But then the big question is, when is the election certified? When can I absolutely say my candidate won?
Well, it's going to be, nearly a month afterwards. So I think it's 21 days afterwards that we certify the election. Just hang on right here. It's going to be November 23rd. So 21 days after the election by law. But a rule of thumb is, election day plus 5 days, so E plus 5. We've counted the vast majority of ballots, and the ones that we haven't counted are just a few dribbling in from our UOCAVA, our overseas and military voters, just a few. And then we've got all of those ballots hanging out that need your special attention. So we're waiting on people to resolve their signatures, where we hit a snag with verifying voter registration. And so those ballots are challenged in one way or another, and we're trying to resolve them and get them counted. But those are tiny, tiny dribs and drabs. So E plus 5, you should be popping a champagne cork or picking up the phone and making a call to your opponent. But it doesn't get technically certified until November the 23rd.
I love that. We are living in a world now where voter certification is a can of worms. So it's lovely that our beautiful Pierce County, I feel so accomplished, and you should feel accomplished and sheltered, because we are so organized, thanks to you and your team.
You're welcome.
That we never have an issue of, is this real? Is this ballot certified? Can I really trust the results? Because everybody has the right to vote. And I am so grateful that we live in Pierce County, and that my vote, I know for a fact, is always important. Julie, thank you so much for taking time to be here today. What's the one thing you want to leave us with?
Call us. If you have a question because you're not as trusting or confident as Amanda, or you have a question about your ballot, don't hesitate to call us at 253-798-VOTE. It's never a bad question. We would love to hear from you.
As always, Julie, thank you so much for being here. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this quick break.
There are signs all around us reminding us to vote, even when we are always on the go, from one meeting to the next, and even when we try to escape it all. It's time we paid attention and became Pierce County voters.
Anderson in the backfield, 15, 10, 5, you can right, touchdown! A 31-yard touchdown run.